Hello. Is it working? I hope it is. Welcome to my second studio area, I think. That's why I'm a bit sweaty at the moment. I've got a bit of a sweat on. You may have seen me moaning the other day about I had a second little piece of my studio, a little area, a desk that I never ever use, and it was doing my head in. I was always like stumping shit there and just not, it was just getting on my OCD because I wanted to make use of it and I didn't know how. And I'd been on ChatGPT and I've been looking at ideas. So I've gone and done something a little bit stupid, to be honest. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do this right, but I'm going to share with you what I've just gone out and bought. It's an XDJ-RX3. Now, you're going to probably be thinking, why have I gone and done this? Well, the reason why I've gone and done this is because you might see behind me, I've got loads of equipment here because I used to own a DJ Tech website. I own this in COVID. Now, we were never the technical people behind it. We always had other people to do our reviews. And we were really successful. We were like, if you went to America, we were like #1 in the top 3 for keywords like best DJ controller, best DJ headphones, loads of different keywords. I honestly can't remember now. It's a bit of a sore story because Google did a massive update a few years ago and we lost all of our fucking traffic. And so we were expecting a really big payday out of it. And all of a sudden the website was worth nothing, absolutely nothing. So it was a bit of a shit ending to what was a good story. And we only set it up because of COVID and there was no events and stuff like that. So we used to get sent loads of equipment like this, the KRKs, Pioneer. This is a FLX6. I've got so many headphones, it's unreal. I've got other equipment at home. But since I've been interviewing all of you lovely people, many DJs, I've kind of got the bug back. Now, you might think, what bug? Now, many years ago, I was absolutely addicted to mixing vinyl records, going record shopping on a Saturday. So where I got my name from. My name's not Dexter. My name's Jonathan. Bet you didn't know that. But at university, I was on my decks so much that I got the nickname Dexter by a guy called Richard Stenson, who leant out the window one day and went, "Oi, you stay on your decks all day, Dexter." And it stuck. My name when I went to university was Jonathan. This guy, Richard, literally called me Dexter once because I used to have some shitty old decks in my halls of residence room. And I'd never really come out and I'd never really go to the bar. I wasn't even much of a drinker then. God forbid. Well, that certainly changed at university. And I ended up being called Dexter. And then I went and got a student loan and I bought 1210s with my student loan up at Tottenham Court Road. Long story. I don't think my mum was too happy, but I went and got my 1210s. And for a good few years, from 1995 to 1999, I was absolutely addicted to every Saturday going to Chris Martin's record shop up in Watford, going to, the amount of all the record shops in Croydon. We were blessed. We had so many, Swag and Apple and all those. And I was playing quite a variety of other harder styles. Unfortunately, when I was at university, I got burgled and someone actually nicked all my vinyl and nicked my decks, nicked my best mixer, nicked everything. And it broke my heart. It literally broke my heart. And I think if you're a vinyl collector, and it was thousands of records, I spent everything I had on vinyl. And some cunt nicked them. But that was the catalyst for me moving to Ibiza. Within a few months, I was on a plane to Ibiza and my life changed. So it kind of worked out for the best because I still live such an incredibly unusual and crazy fucking lifestyle. And I'm still very much in connection with Ibiza and we still do lots of stuff over there. So thank you, in a weird way, universe. But that bug was strong. If you ask any of my friends around me at the time, I was addicted to just spinning vinyl, spinning tunes, I wasn't really that fussed about playing out or any of that shit. It's just when we were at home, when we were at our halls with my friends, we all come around for a mix. Me, Connor, Dave, Nigel, all that lot. You're probably all watching now. And we just loved it. We loved it. It was a community thing. We were there. We went raving afterwards. We'd mix for hours off our nuts, and It was never I want to be a DJ. Never, never, ever was it. I want to be a superstar DJ. That thing didn't really fucking exist. But we just loved the music. And I suppose all our ADHD and OCD and all the issues that we had, that mixing, that blending tracks together on vinyl made us feel so good and so connected. And speaking to Amber D the other day, that penny just dropped, like Amber feels like it was a real hit. It was a part of her treatment for when she lost her mum and things like that. And to be honest, I think it was a coping mechanism for us. It might sound weird, but I couldn't go a day without having a mix for an hour and just flicking through the tunes. And I just found it so comfortable and so somewhere it was just me. And when I lost all that, it devastated me. But luckily and very fortunately, Ibiza replaced all of that. And I actually found out I was a better promoter than I was a DJ, because when I went to Ibiza, I found out I had the wrong music, because I managed to get a load of tunes together to take to Ibiza. Like, I only think I only got a box together. And when I got there, it was too hard. The stuff I brought was too hard. The island was very much turned into trance and very funky. Then it went to minimal, and I was working in nightlife. And I was very fortunate enough for my first years in Ibiza. I was working in nightlife. Now, if you don't know what nightlife was, it is where Alex Ellinger, Slipmatt, Dermot C, all of that lot were playing pure trance. And this is how blessed was I? I was behind the bar, man, young. This place was banging out fucking trance music from midnight till 6 every morning, sometimes later. And it was all vinyl. And I realized, God, I'm not actually that good. And then I met a girl called Kerry, and she opened my eyes about the underground worker community and putting on parties for the underground worker scene. And that's where my eyes opened. And I started doing those, and I found out I was fucking good at it, Come on, guys. At least I was fairly good at something, putting on some rather interesting parties, to say the least, and popular parties, and Shipwreck, the boat party, and all that stuff, and all the morning parties, and the slut parties, and the parties at Space, and all the stuff we did. But I'm digressing. I've been speaking to loads and loads of artists and DJs and beautiful people on here, and I think I've got the bug. Now, I really want to see what difference this whole digital thing is. Now, when we had DJ Tech Reviews, Cliffy wanted to do a course for people who grew up on vinyl moving over to digital. Now, we never got round to making courses. We never really had that skill set. We were very much about the products and SEO and making money from affiliate sales. And we were doing very well in America out of that until the helpful content update from Google. And so we never really went in the course direction. You've got your crossfaders, you've got your all these YouTube tutorials, and they do it very well, probably better than we could do. So we never got around to making this course about how a vinyl head like me 40 years old, would go from that to modern day equipment. So I've just gone and bought this XDJ-RX3. Let's have another look at it. So we've got this XDJ-RX3. It's got the XDJ boasts flexibility and practicality while packing in a host of features that come straight from the club standard XDJ 3000 and DGM 900. Now, I know the CDJ 3000 is what's being used across the clubs at the moment, and the 900. I'm refusing to spend 10 grand on individuals, individual setup. So I kind of just looked at these all in one. Now I've had this FLX 6 for ages. But do you know what? The whole turnoff has been that you actually mix using a computer, and it's like a controller. And I've never liked the idea of that. I want to be hands-on. Now, this is much more hands-on, USBs, but God, I just don't know where what is that? I mean, where I'm going to start. I mean, that's a little bit different from queuing in vinyl, isn't it? I mean, just still even like, actually beat match with this shit or what? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, it's all sync. I'm sure I saw a video of the day saying, watch this girl, she's mixing without using sync. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Has it really gone that bad? So I've got one of these arriving. And so I've gone out and I've gone and bought one of those. It's on its way here. I'm going to get rid of this. It's going to be up here. And I'm decided I'm going to document my journey from opening the box through to figuring out how to wire this fucking thing up. Now, you got to remember, I know nothing at all. I literally can only just remember how to wire up some 1210s. It's all flooding back to me now how we used to do it. I mean, I even remember the 5p on the head shells, you know, and all that sort, and the earthing wires on the 1210s, and the feedbacks we were getting. So I kind of know nothing about what's going to happen here. So I'm going to make some really short, like mini episodes, about me trying to learn to mix on digital. And I think we're going to call it From Vinyl to Digital or something like that. And we're going to see where this takes us, because we actually wanted to do this years ago and we never got around to doing it. Then the website got into trouble and boom. So I'm going to turn this area into kind of the recording area for that series. So I don't know how I'm going to get on. I'm not even sure if I'm going to like this, because I did love vinyl. I'm not sure about all this digital stuff. I've seen there's a lot of hate out there towards digital sync and stuff, but surely it's exciting as well, finally getting that music back into my life that I loved. I don't even know what I'm going to play. So yeah, that's going to be, I'm going to open up a new playlist on YouTube and I'm going to try and do this. I'll probably be absolutely terrible, so don't laugh too much. But I was actually quite good. I was playing out a bit when I was playing on vinyl, but it was never about that. It was about having a mix with my mates and having a smoke. That's all it was. So I've got the RX3 on its way, and I'm going to document everything about my journey from getting the box, going to pick up the box, opening it, plugging it in, and figuring out where to get tunes from, how to mix on it, what I really think about the digital thing. After 25 years, I have not done this in 25 years. So it's kind of a midlife crisis, even though I'm only 21. Of course, 23, 4, 5, anyway. So yeah, I'm excited. I picked the RX3 because it is a standalone and not a controller. So yeah, I just wanted to fill you in. That is my next adventure for One More Tune. I suppose the next episode will be when it gets here. So I'll fill you in when it gets here. I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing.